Aloha, sweeties. Welcome back to Ike Loa Tarot. I'm Bimo, and today we're going to do a pick 3 love reading. So if you are in love and would like some advice, please stick around. If you are looking for love and would like some advice, please stick around. Today we have, I've kind of like pre-shuffled and I've got everything ready to go to get this moving a little bit quicker for you. I don't want to take up a ton of your time. I know you're busy, but I appreciate you being here. Ikomo mai, welcome. And I'm very excited to get started. So if you are new to the process, the way that this works is we've got 3 piles here, and you will just choose whichever pile calls to you. You can choose based off of the stones. You can, just call in your spirit guides, call in all of your energy into the moment. Just take a few deep breaths and pause if you need to, and select whichever pile draws your attention and draws your heart. And we'll get some advice for you around your current relationship if you're in one, or your prospective relationship if you are looking. Get you some sage smoke here. That feels very nice. Okay, so once you've chosen your pile, check the timestamp that'll be listed in the description for group 1, 2, or 3, and then go ahead and fast forward. Keep in mind that these messages are intended for many people, so part of the messages may resonate with you and others may not. Just trust that you're meant to hear the messages that are for you. And if it feels wrong, if it doesn't resonate, just let it go. That means it's for somebody else and not for you, and that's okay. So take a few minutes, check the description, and then I will see you in your reading. Aloha, group 1. Welcome in. Hope you're doing great today. We've got for you a Selenite heart here. Selenite is maybe one of the most popular crystals. It's absolutely stunning. It looks like satin. It's cleansing, it's clearing, it clears your other stones. It never itself needs to be cleansed. So it doesn't hold a charge, which is something I think is interesting about selenite as a crystal, is that it's like a clean slate. It reminds me of the Fool in the tarot. Like it's fresh energy, unlimited potential, clean, clear. It's very good energy, especially if you're like in a rut, if you're feeling stuck. It can help clear out some stagnant energy. So we'll keep that in mind as we go through your reading, but sending some of that loving selenite energy to you. All right, so let's get started. Oh, I did also add one more thing. We've got an astrology die. So at the end of the reading, we'll kind of roll that and see what kind of zodiac energy either for you to call in to your current relationship, or maybe possibly about your partner. So let's get started. So first we've got, let's set the oracles aside for a minute. All right, so we've got 2 of Cups reversed. Upright. 2 of Cups, which is like really beautiful energy. It is, it's about expressing duality. It's about partnership. It's about balance. It's about relationships, like a mutually respectful relationship, like a true equal. All right, Knight of Pentacles. Here you go. And Knight of Pentacles energy is very much about like hard work, patience. I wonder if you're maybe like more focused on your career at this time, because it's a lot of planning and like just being very careful about about what you're going to do before you take the next step. And then we've got Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands energy is, it's a little bit about conflict, but it's more about kind of keeping what's yours. Like once you get a certain amount of wealth or success, or basically having things that other people want and they want to take them away from you. They either want to take them away from you or they want to give you a hard time about the stuff that you've got, which is very difficult energy. Sometimes it can be. Okay. And then we've got the Magician reversed. Reverse Magician is a little bit about kind of being unsure, like not knowing what it is you're actually like trying to call in, getting in touch with like your true desire, getting in touch with, like sometimes we want to like walk before we run, like we want to have it all, but we don't know what all of it is. Like a lot of people say they want a lot, they want something, they don't really understand what that all entails. And just trying to like kind of blindly manifest, it usually doesn't work out the way that you want it to. So there's not a need to like manipulate anything. If you're trying to call something in, if you're trying to call in a relationship, or trying to call in space for a relationship, because it looks like you are working really hard. It could be just that you need to kind of sit down with yourself and like really ask what it is that you're looking for in a relationship. If you're trying to find a partner, you need to know what it is that you are looking for in a partner, but you also need to know what it is that you need. Not just what you're looking for in somebody else, but what you need for yourself, if that makes sense. We'll go into it a little bit more. All right. So group one, I'm reading this as like, I wonder if you're like, your hard work or it may not be that your career is in the way. It may just be that you are in the mindset of you need to, like, all your ducks have to be in a row before you can start dating or start looking for a partner. Like, I think that this energy might be like the obstacle to finding the right relationship. The other thing though is that you need the right partner. Like, for what you're doing, like, you have a lot of gifts to bring, and for all of your like skills and talents and all of that to like come through, you need to have the right person by your side. Like, if anybody, like, I'm feeling a little bit like you're a person that's like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, maybe not. Like, it's okay. It's okay either way. Like, I'm good either way. But the opportunity for love will open up more, as you move along. Like, kind of, this isn't saying do anything differently. Like, kind of stick to your plan, because this will work for you. Like, this Knight of Pentacles energy is very good for you. I wonder if you're maybe like an earth sign, like Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, where you just need to have that. You need to have that space where you can plan and strategize, and you're laying a foundation that's very strong, and that's incredibly important for you, and that will be very important for the partner that you attract. So kind of like honing in on what it means in your life to have a partner. If you're a very independent person, like, it can be tricky to find someone who is comfortable with you needing space and you having your own goals aside from them. So once you find the right person, and let's see, I want to pull one more card. Oops. Let's see. Okay, so we've got Seven of Swords reversed. So I wonder if I don't know if you're in a relationship where you're like the side piece or something, or if this has happened to you in the past where you've been cheated on, or, you know, have participated in cheating. It happens. It's not anything to be ashamed of, but there's like work that goes, you know, like inner work that goes into healing. Like if you've been cheated on, there's healing that you need to do before you're ready to move on. But I feel like you already know that. It seems like this is you've put other things ahead of relationships, and it's not in a bad way. But let's talk about where's your love? What's the time frame? I'm curious about a time frame for you. It feels slow. I mean, Knight of Pentacles is a very slow moving energy. So like a year, more than a year, before you kind of get exactly the right person. It's not to say that they're, I mean, it could happen anytime, of course, but it feels like you're building something for yourself. It feels like you are establishing like your own agenda, like you're working on your own stuff. And relationship feels a little bit secondary. Maybe you're starting to see like some success, like in your job or stability. Like maybe you've had some goals and you're getting close to accomplishing them. So maybe that's why now is a good time for you. Like that's maybe why you're even watching this reading, because you've, you know, decided that there's room now in your life maybe for a relationship, someone that you can give some attention to. But keep in mind that it's like that person will need to support you too. And let's see what it'll be like. There's one more. So I wonder if you've got options already. Like I wonder if you have options and like you're not really exercising them. If you're like turning down people, if you're saying no to dates, that's okay. Just kind of look at why. Is it because of this? Is it because you were cheated on? Is it because you are currently in a relationship, you know, with a person who is officially with a spouse or a significant other? You may not be able to see the other options. That might be part of it too, is that like this might be convenient for you. Like if you're the side piece, this is maybe convenient for you because you want to focus on your work. You want to focus on other things in your life, and that gives you, you know, little bits of what you need. Like we need that loving, like warm connection. Like we need intimacy with other people, but like you don't want it to run your whole life. The other thing is that if you're hung up on the person, either the person that cheated on you or the person that you were cheating with, if you're hung up on them, like please know that that's going to stop. It's like a hard stop on all energy from flowing to you. So if you're really, really ready to be in a relationship, if you're really ready for like your person to come into your life, we have to move past this energy of kind of being like sneaking around and kind of one toe in the water. Like just jump in. If you're ready, then cut off this person and jump in, because they're gonna block all of the other possibilities from entering your life. And that creates stagnant energy. And that can also be too, you know, what we're seeing here with the reverse magician, being not really sure what it is that you're looking for. But it does feel like a cheating scenario. So be careful with that. Just be careful with that. Let's pull one more just to see what we got here. Yeah. So 5 of Cups we've got is it's time to like get over it. If you were cheated on, it's time to get over it. If you never grieved, if you never actually like took the time for yourself, like took time out to grieve, and like it'll stick with you. Like it's there in the undercurrent of your mind, like in your heart. If you're still feeling pain from that, it's still informing all of your decisions. And the same way, like if you are currently in a relationship and cheating, it's time to mourn what isn't going to work. So that's a tough message. I want you to know though that it's temporary. Like, this is a tough situation, but it feels like you have the right mindset. You are just maybe like in a bad situation, like outside of your control. And when it comes to love, like, it's very difficult to control who you fall in love with. And if you fall in love with someone who's already in a relationship, it tears you apart. Like, I've been there, and it tears you apart. The thing is that it's not going to serve you, and it's going to block you from a truly fulfilling, long-term, mutually beneficial relationship. So that's some tough medicine. It's time to clear that out. And it's time to mourn and move on. That can go back to our selenite too, because this is our clean slate crystal. So send some of that to you. Let's check out the oracle cards and see what they have to say. Let's see. All right, let's take this first. All right, so we're birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. This is beautiful. I notice in here that she's alone. She's not only alone, she's like by herself, surrounded by, not surrounded by nothing, but she's doing work that is not related to any other person. Like, she's on a big path. And I wonder if that's you too. And that might come back to your, putting your journey ahead of a relationship, because you've got big work that you're doing right now. Let's go ahead and read and see what it says. Birthing a new age. Often our path is exactly the one that we don't feel prepared to walk. Walk it anyway. Often what is rising feels far bigger than we could possibly hold. Be a container for it anyway. Often our creations seem to have a wild, uncontrollable consciousness of their own. Birth them anyway. Often what is ours to do is the very thing that most intimidates us. Be courageous and do it anyway. We are birthing a new age. Right now, we're in a transition period between ages, in the process of allowing the old cycle to fall away and the new to rise. Like driving in the fog and trusting the road will appear ahead. We need to release old identities and ways that no longer serve us, using our intuition as a compass. You're part of a group of souls who have been incarnating at significant periods of history, preparing for this exact time. Dreaming a new world into being. Magdalene's sisters, daughters of Isis, Essenes, priestesses, witches, mystics, healers, seers, artists, midwives, visionaries, guardians of the earth, and storytellers from times past. It is time to give permission and space for what is beckoning within to be born. We are dreaming a new world into being. This is, okay, well, look it. I would say that you have a soulmate around the corner. I would say that you have someone in your soul tribe trying to get to you, and they're not able to get to you because you're in some old energy a little bit. But the work that you have to do in being a light, in being a beacon, in being just in establishing the new energy, a new fresh energy. It's time to let go. It goes back to what we've already really talked about. Time to let go of the things that are not working out, or the pain that came from things not working out. What else do we have here? Sky Father. Ooh, trust in the unknown. Are you looking for a father figure? Maybe someone like your dad? Is that who you have in mind as your ideal partner? We're trying to manifest here, and like maybe it's you're looking for somebody that's kind of like your dad. Let's read. Trust that your path is unfolding exactly as it needs to. You have a personal relationship with the Great Father. Know that he is lovingly leading you forward. The Sky Father features in many religions and mythologies as the Father God. He's the counterpart to the Earth Mother in many traditions. So this card represents the universal powers that are masculine in essence, the energies that people have called out to and looked up to in times of need and gratitude. Skyfather personifies your relationship with the masculine energies of the divine and possibly a very powerful male or father figure too. You're a co-creator of your life, and every thought, feeling, intention, and emotion you have is creating the road ahead. With that being said, you don't need to know every single detail of what is going to unfold before you. When this card appears, you are being guided to step back and get out of your own way, because there is a greater power that is not only around you, but within you. And Skyfather is creating the best experience imaginable for you. Accepting this will allow miraculous energy to come into your life. So seeing things from a higher perspective, like the eagle from the card. This card can also appear when there are opportunities to improve the father connection in your life. If your father figure is in heaven, know that his spirit is drawing close. If he is on earth, there's an opportunity to heal something, whether past or present. I'm getting very much from guides that your person is a little bit like a father figure. I don't know if they're a little bit older than you, or if they just have like that dad energy. Like they might have this, like Knight of Pentacles is not usually dad energy, but it's still like a very like responsible, career provider focused energy. And I wonder if this is the person that is going to come to you. That message again about trusting in the path and letting go. And then I also wonder if you have lost your father, he might be sending somebody for you, someone to be with, someone to support you, someone to help you through this work. It's interesting that we talked about soul family here, and then we're talking about Skyfather here. Like, I feel like this is all very connected as part of your soul family. I feel like you have ancestors. I feel like the work that you do is maybe not like your day job, but like the spiritual, like the deeper work that you do. It feels ancestral, and I wonder if it's not only ancestral, but I feel like that your soulmate is part of that. And we can have many soulmates, but the one coming into your life feels like the one. It feels like this is a journey you signed up for, probably together in this lifetime. And it feels a little bit like he's got some strong paternal energy. So let's see also. All right. So submarine. Got diving deep, unraveling the subconscious. That kind of makes me wonder about daddy issues. Everyone has daddy issues, don't they? I think the coolest people do. Alright, submarine, diving deep. Okay, seeing the submarine indicates that you are exploring hidden parts of your subconscious. Like the submarine, you are diving deep into the unknown. The subconscious mind is powerful and mysterious. Some speculate that it even controls up to 95% of our thoughts and behaviors. The subconscious mind holds our memories, fears, beliefs, and everything we've seen, done, or thought. That's powerful. The submarine encourages you to unravel the mysteries of your subconscious. In doing so, you will recognize which thoughts, values, and beliefs belong to you versus the ones that have resulted from social conditioning and external influences. When you understand how your subconscious mind processes information, you begin the journey towards self-actualization. To master your reality, you must first master your subconscious. So if you've had some relationship issues in the past, if you've been, if you were in this energy of cheating or being cheated on, or if you had maybe like not a positive relationship with your father figure, this is your call to go in and clean that out, to like look at your subconscious. And I feel like this really pulls us back to reverse magician, in understanding like what you want, and like figuring out like what's actually important to you, like what your real true desires are. Because before you can manifest, the magician manifests everything. Whatever you dream, you can manifest, you can bring into reality. But you have to know what you want first. So if you have some unresolved issues with your father. Maybe your dad was not the greatest in your mind. Maybe the relationship that you had to look up to, maybe your parents didn't have a great relationship, and you might be a little bit like worried about that repeating. That's something to clear out, because as long as that is like resting in your subconscious, it's informing all of your decisions. So what comes before attracting is, you know, you may have heard the phrase, what you resist persists. And that's absolutely true. If you are only like focused on what you don't want, you're only going to keep getting what you don't want. You really need to like tap in and examine what it is that you need out of a relationship, and then you can call it in, then you can manifest it, then the soulmate comes, then all of the things fall into place. But you definitely have some grief to get over. Looks like some toxic relationship from the past. Maybe in the past. It feels a little bit current, to be honest. For some of you, you might be currently in that situation, and that's okay. But it's just, this is your call to decide. Do you want that? Because you're not really sure right now. Like, do you want to rest in the energy of only kind of sort of being with somebody who's with somebody else? Or in your current relationship, if you kind of sort of want to be with them, but like not really. If you're thinking about cheating, like, it's time to move past all of that, because you do have a soulmate like around the corner. Let's see. We've got one more. Okay. Evolution. I love this card. I love this card. There's so much water. We've got a jellyfish. Look at our DNA strands here. This is from the Beyond Lemuria deck. I fucking love this deck. It's so beautiful. Got starfish, tadpoles. Beautiful. Look at the crystal on her heart. All right, let's read. Look for ways that you can flourish in the face of challenge. Tap into your original passion and remember why you chose the path that brought you to where you are now. Break a problem down to its elements and be creative in how you tackle them. Consider how you can make it more fun and inspiring. Alternatively, be present and ask how you can learn, grow, and become stronger through what is happening for you. Focus on the aspects of your situation that make it all worth it. Draw on the inner resources that can pull you through. You have the qualities you need to shine, so don't lose sight of the bigger picture. You may be pushed to greater and deeper learnings, and it might be an uncomfortable process, but the strength, growth, and wisdom that come from journeying through the eye of the storm and embodying this knowledge is something no teacher can show you. This really makes me think of like how many times you've been challenged. Like, I wonder if you've had to get creative with how you handle difficult situations in the past, especially relationships. Like, if you've changed so much as a result of things like this toxic relationship, this negative cheating energy, like, I wonder if it's actually like changed you in a way that kind of makes you feel disoriented now. Maybe that's the reason you're not sure what you want. Because maybe you're not really sure who you are right now. This feels like a very good time to do some inner work. That's not ever what anybody wants to hear when they get a relationship reading. Like, we just, we want our soulmate and we want them now. I want my twin flame, and I want to live happily ever after, right now, starting now. The reality, of course, is that there's other things to work on in the meantime. And the pace of it is entirely up to you. For as long as you resist doing the work and healing the wounds and releasing the old energy, like, for as long as you let that go on, like, it's just going to sit like this. It's going to simmer. It's going to marinate, and you have stuff to do. You have a soulmate looking for you. You have somebody. There's a person whose life path is entwined with yours. and they're blocked right now. They can't get to you because of this other energy. So let's do our zodiac die. There we go. And just see what zodiac energy we've got for you. This could be your current partner, next partner. Could just be the energy that you need to call in. Group 1. All right, so we've got Taurus. Taurus energy is very comfy. It's like my son is a Taurus moon, and he's just like the coziest, snuggliest. Like, it's about creating beauty. It's about patient. I mean, this is also very Taurus energy. I wonder if you're a Taurus or if your partner's a Taurus. But it's a very grounding, stable energy. It reminds me very much of just like Earth, like just the natural beauty of Earth, and then like that in conjunction with like the comforts of the modern world. It's just a very strong energy. Is this let's check the pendulum just for funsies. All right, Taurus. Is this your partner? Your partner a Taurus? Oh, sorry. Oh. Let's see, partner. Is your partner a Taurus? All right, that looks like yes. I just moved, but that looked like a yes to me. Look out for people that are Tauruses. Taurian. Look for people who are Taurus energy or embody Taurus energy, that very strong, patient, grounded, usually money driven, just because, you know, they want to have all the nice shit. They just want to have, you know, the comfy furniture and the luxury, you know, car and nice clothes. They want to be well dressed and put together. Like, that's very Taurus energy. I'm also getting over here on the side, I'm getting Taurus time frame for you. So end of April, early May could be a good time frame for you. That might be when you meet somebody. Like, maybe you take the next few months to buckle down and, you know, cut off the ties to old relationships that are not serving you, that are not ever going to serve you, that you might be having a hard time moving on from. Maybe over the next few months you really dig into that work, and then the path opens up, and then all of a sudden, you know, late April, you meet somebody who just happens to spark something with you that just happens to be good. You know what I mean? I think that's all I've got for you today, Group 1. So some difficult messages, but I hope that some of that resonated for you, and I hope you don't get discouraged by the energy here, because it isn't negative in any way. People on the outside want to judge, and they want to make you feel a certain way, but the reality is, like, we're all human. We all make mistakes, we all make decisions, but even the bad decisions will lead you to the right spot. You know, like, if you make a bad decision, it's because there was a lesson there. You know, if you were cheated on, it's a very difficult message, or a difficult lesson, but there is a lesson in it. If you have been just hanging on to that energy of like blaming, like, how could you? I'm so sad about it. Like, I'll never get over it. I'll never forgive you. I want to set your shit on fire. Like, if you're that person, you're going to be stuck in that energy until you let it go. So be open-minded about reframing the experience. Yes, that person did it to you. Yes, they hurt you really bad. Yes, you were mad about it. How long do you want to be mad about it? How long do you want to hold on to that cord that's connecting you to the person that hurt you or is hurting you before you release it to allow space for a new cord? You know what I mean? So the power is in your hands, Group 1. And I believe in you. And I think that you deserve love. And I think I want to see all of the gifts that you have to bring into the world. And I would love it if you had a relationship with somebody who is very supportive of that. A relationship based on mutual respect, of helping each other complete each other's goals, of, you know, holding it down, like just really, really holding it down for each other. And that's absolutely the energy that will come in for you as soon as you're ready, as soon as your spirit is ready. I will tell you, a soulmate bond is very powerful, and you have to be ready for it, because it can be like chaos. if you aren't in the right space spiritually and emotionally, it goes haywire. Shit gets all jacked up. So please take that away as a positive. Like the other thing too, and I'm feeling this very strongly at the moment. The other thing is that you're on the other side of this. Like, the pain has already happened. The cheating has already happened. If you're currently in a relationship where you're cheating, it feels like you might kind of be done with it. Like, not wanting that anymore, or at least not wanting to be cheating. You might still think you want that person. This reading is saying that the energy with you and that person is not there at the moment. That's not to say that if you like cut it off right now, go do some work on yourself, a few months down the road, or maybe a year down the road, that person comes back into your life and they've done the same thing. They've cut off their previous relationship. They've done their work because you did. Like, it's when there's no commitment to each other, then you're not holding each other accountable. But if you set the example and you cut it off and say, this is not working anymore, I need time for me, I need space for myself, and you're hurting me. Like, they might take cues from you and do the same thing in their own relationship, because if they're cheating with you, they're not happy in their own relationship. So, great things ahead for you. It's going to be a little bit difficult, but I think that you got it. It's as difficult as you make it, to be honest. So just open your heart, open your mind, and I wish you all the best. I wish you all the love in the world, because you absolutely deserve it. So, mahalo. Thank you so much, Group 1. Have a wonderful day. Wishing you love and light, and I'll see you next time. Alrighty, aloha, Group 2. How are you today? Welcome in. Very, very excited to do a love reading for you. So let's get started. First, I wanted to tell you I have a new toy kind of for us to use at the end here. I have an astrology die. So it's got all of the zodiac symbols on there. We'll roll it at the end to see what kind of maybe what sign your partner is, or your next partner will be. Maybe what kind of energy you need to pull into your current relationship to kind of stabilize it. So we'll do that after the reading. So for now, let's talk about your stone that you picked. This is combination peach moonstone and sunstone. So it's very nurturing. Peach moonstone is awesome for sacral chakra. It's nurturing. Peach moonstone is like top 3 for me, like one of my most favorite crystals. I like get super excited about it. But it feels like cosmic, maternal, like loving energy. It like feels like star mothers are like hugging you from far away. It's very soothing. And then the sunstone that's in it is excellent for your solar plexus, and the combination of the two brings like leadership and strength to relationships. Like, you might be a person who's very nurturing, very loving, strong maternal energy, but also is like the boss when you need to be. There's a little peach moonstone and sunstone medicine for you. And then we'll keep that in mind too as we go through your reading. See if that has any indications as we go through the cards. So let's first take a look at these. All right, we've got 7 of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles energy is like really, really cool because it's like in your groove, like with your work or whatever, like creative like projects you enjoy, like whatever kind of work you do, you're like really into it and you're like kind of in a groove. But not quite at the point of like reaching your goals, but like actively working on your goals and like enjoying the process, which is like a really beautiful thing. Okay, and then we've got reversed 4 of Wands. Here, I'll show you upright so you can see the picture. But reversed 4 of Wands kind of like, I'm feeling like you're probably in a relationship already. It feels like you're taking on some of the other person's problems. Like if you are in a relationship, it feels a little bit like there's drama there, like a little bit of drama that is not yours. It seems like they have like maybe some like stability or security issues that makes you feel kind of like unstable and insecure. I feel also a little bit like you're pretty good with yourself though, like outside of your relationship, like you're pretty much like in alignment with yourself, and you're just trying to like get your relationship there too. Maybe trying to get like your other person there. It's very difficult in your relation if you are in a relationship and you're going through a spiritual like awakening or strengthening and the other person like doesn't get it, or like maybe they're also like kind of spiritual but like they ignore their lessons, like they just kind of like push everything away, they push everything down, like, you know, people that have hurt them in the past, like maybe even their family members, like it feels like you're taking on a lot of that energy from them, and that can lead to like an uncomfortable just new way of being. Like it's something that's like an undercurrent. It's like not something that is talked about every day, but it's something that's always there, and it's become the way things are, and it feels very much like you're just probably not cool with it. But let's keep going here. Let's see. Oh my gosh, the Sun. Arguably one of the best cards in the deck. The Sun is pure beauty, it's harmony, it's joy, it's contentment. It's also a very strong message that like I feel like you probably already know that like you're a person that is like strong enough to get through everything. Like you don't want to have to be strong enough sometimes, but you are, and you've proven that to yourself over and over. The Sun card can really be confirmation that it's going to get better. Like it's going to get better very soon. Not just better, it's going to be great. It's going to be everything you ever wanted. It feels like it's for your current relationship. Like I'm actually very sure of this. Like it feels very much like your current relationship has some rocky ground, but it's ultimately going to work out for the best, and it's going to be very rewarding. It's going to be very positive for you. You're going to be just deeply in love, supporting each other, supporting each other's goals. You're communicating, you're having like it's a happily ever after. Like the Sun is really just a happily ever after card. It's strength, it's warmth, it's love, it's all the fuzzy things, it's all the good shit. It's all the good shit, baby. Look at that for you. I love that for you. And then we got Six of Pentacles. So it's reversed, but I'll show you the upright. Six of Pentacles. And reversed for you. And that can be like really like wanting to give more. Like I wonder if you are a person who is like in a pretty good spot, like with yourself and ready to just expand. The other thing though is about like in a relationship, because it feels very strongly that you're in a relationship, that it's probably like it feels one-sided for you or your partner. It feels like you probably do a lot of the work, like you're doing a lot of giving, and it's with the knowledge that your partner can't give you as much as what you can give them. That doesn't mean stop, like keep giving, but like don't forget to give back to yourself. Someone has to refill your cup. And I think that's a lot of times where relationships go wrong, is that we are always looking for somebody to fill our own cup. Like we expect that of our partner, and that's unfair. Sometimes they can, a lot of times they can, but for the most part, like we need to be respectful of each other, and what kind of mood we're in, what kind of things we're going through, because not everybody, nobody can give their all the time to somebody else. And I think that that's something that you're going to find the flow of with your partner, like as they go through and as they do some healing. And it feels kind of like these feel tied together. Like I wonder if they're starting a little bit of the journey that you've already done, and like the inner journey of like examining past relationships, like really just doing the work on yourself, like looking at your toxic patterns and habits and behaviors and saying, I don't want that anymore. And then like digging into like, where does that come from? Like, I wonder if the person you're with is like ready to do that kind of work. And maybe you know that, maybe you're aware of it. And that's why you give them a little bit of extra love, because you're being supportive, but it's going to be a detriment if you don't also take care of yourself. And self-care, like, I mean, it's not just, bubble baths and sleeping in. Like self-care is, how do you talk to yourself? How do you schedule yourself? Are you overcommitted? Are you overly critical of yourself? So self-care is many things, not just bubble baths. Although those are great too. But keep giving to your partner. But if you are feeling a little bit resentful that they're taking more than they're giving, be aware of it, and then start to give to yourself more. Just start taking care of yourself better, whatever that means. And if it's that you don't want to upset the other person, if you're like, well, I really want to I want to go to the gym. I really want to start going to the gym, and it's going to take time away from my relationship, or it's going to cause something for my partner, like they're not going to be supportive or whatever the thing is that you want to do for yourself. Or I want to take a class. But it's kind of expensive. Spend the money on yourself. And, don't worry about what your partner thinks about that. If you're giving constantly in the relationship and not getting anything back, your partner can't expect you to just not get anything back. You have to refill your own cup. The other part of it too, though, is that if you're in a relationship, this is interesting here together, because I wonder if there's like money issues as well. Like I see you working very hard towards something, but it hasn't paid off yet. And I wonder if that's tied in with like debt. I wonder if like money is like an issue in the relationship, because it seems like we're maybe like taking on more debt than you need to, or maybe your partner is spends more money than you do, or maybe you make all of the money and your partner spends it, or the other way around. Like maybe they make all of the money and you're the one that goes to spend it. That will also lead to resentment in the relationship. And it's, I mean, like financially, like this is a relationship reading, but financially, that's not a good thing to do right now. Like save some money for the moment. Don't open any new loans. Don't start any new debts, because if there's already debt, like it's just going to keep getting worse. And that's going to put more strain on the relationship. It feels very much like the relationship you're in is like, it's not above, like nothing is above, you know, the material aspect of this human life, like needing, you know, food and shelter and water and money and all of that shit. Like it feels like you have a journey like with your partner that transcends, that's what I'll say. It transcends regular mundane earth stuff. Like this is a spiritual connection, and it's a very deep emotional connection. So don't let money get in the way of it. You know what I mean? Like it's just money. It's just money. I'm talking like somebody who has a shit ton of it, and that's not true. But it's, I mean, at the end of the day, if I had to choose between, you know, my husband or having, you know, having stuff, like I choose my husband. We'll live in the woods if we have to. We've got each other. So a little bit of that mentality like won't hurt you, to just, you know, live in gratitude for your partner and setting some boundaries around spending, like for both of you. And it's for both of you. Like don't set boundaries in the relationship about money and then you go and do the thing you just said not to do. If you're like, oh, don't spend money on this week because, you know, we're kind of short on funds, and then you go blow a bunch of money on whatever. Don't do that. Like that doesn't work. Just approach it as equals. I know we're talking about self-care also. That's separate from your financial situation. Setting boundaries around finances is not the same as self-care. There's plenty of things you can do for yourself for free. You know what I mean? And it starts with just the way that you talk to yourself. So if you're, the other thing I'm kind of getting is that you don't say everything that's on your mind to your partner. And I feel like a little bit like I feel like your journeys are mirrored. Like I'm feeling like a very, like a pathway, like a double path, like entwining is the image that's coming to mind. So I wonder if you guys are like real, like true soulmates. Like that can be a very hard thing to watch, because you'll be able to see like everything that's in them will be mirrored, or everything that's happening in your like inner world, it will be mirrored in theirs. Like it'll be difficult for you to see it that way, but like their issues with their parents might irritate you because you have issues with your parents, or like their wounding from past relationships might be irritating to you because you have the same wounding from past relationships. So that's just something to be mindful of. But overall, like you got the Sun card in this reading, and that's really, you shouldn't need, you don't need much more confirmation than that. Everything else is just going to be a bonus from here on out. But that Sun card is your confirmation that this is a really beautiful relationship. It's worth the work. It's worth progressing more. Like just keep working on it. Keep working on it. You know, stay committed to each other. Stay open. Stay respectful. I'm getting that very strongly too here. Like stay respectful of your partner. If you make more money than them, like don't look down on them because they don't make as much or they don't work as much. Like everybody has like a different work ethic. Everybody has different emotional needs, and be transparent with each other. Like if you're the one that's working too much, you need to say like, I'm working too much. I can't do this anymore. Please help me. If your partner can't help you, then you guys need to brainstorm together and come up with something like another solution. You know, when you ask for something and your partner can't give it, that doesn't mean that you walk away and stomp your feet and throw a tantrum. That means that it's time to have a difficult conversation. And that's where relationships kind of fall apart, is that nobody wants to have conversations. They just want to yell at each other and blame the other person because I'm doing all the work and you're not doing anything, and I'm spending all of the money and you're, or I'm making all the money and you're spending it. They just want to like blame each other instead of actually just having a conversation about it. So let's look at the oracle cards. Oh my gosh, sorry. All right, so first oracle we have, oh, beautiful. Soul family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. So I wonder if you do like really feel like you're carrying all the weight. If you're feeling like you have a difficult task, if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, I wonder if that's an aspect of this relationship. All right, soul family. It is time to call in your soul family and support team. People who get you at a soul level. People who are the same kind of weird as you. I'm going to stop for a second because I'm getting kind of a message about your partner's spirit guides. Your partner's spirit guides and your spirit guides. I feel like they're not fucking with you. They're like, I feel like they laugh at you guys. I feel like they're watching you and are very proud of you. And I feel like why am I gonna cry? This is strange. I feel like they are watching you and very proud of you, but are also seeing the humor. I don't know if like your arguments like get a little bit funny, or if like you do something funny or your partner does something funny, but your guides just kind of laugh at the whole situation. It feels like because they trust that you are working it out, like they're watching you work it out. It's kind of like parents watching kids like fight, and then knowing that it's going to be over in a few minutes and they're going to move on with their lives. Like it feels a little bit like bickering, like your guides are kind of like it's funny to them that you're bickering over things that are not very important, instead of talking about the things that deep down matter, but like watching you uncover that. So that was a message that I just I had to share. So it's time to call in your soul family and support team. People who get you at a soul level. People who are the same kind of weird as you. People who are your chosen family. They're coming and they're looking for you. If you haven't found them yet, this is a sign that they are close by. But in order for them to find you and recognize you when they do, it's important that you stop dimming your light and truly let yourself be seen. If you have already found them, then you are being called to let them support you and perhaps also assemble a wider support team. Your support team can consist of all types of people, such as a therapist, coach, mentor, or healer. Tune into what kind of support you need now. It's interesting that they mentioned therapist, because that could be a thing that you guys might need to do either as a couple or as like separately even. If you've got things that you're trying to work through and like taking it out on each other, that's not fair for either of you. So that might be something that you want to do. Also, like just your friends, the people, it really feels like the people around you, like you make them your family. I think this reading is reminding me very much of my sister. But I feel like the people that you have around you are very important to the relationship, either to support you as you kind of help your partner go through the kind of work that you are doing, as you like help them navigate that. Like you need some support, and this comes you can get this from here too. The self-care, the need for self-care, you can get that from your friends, from your family, from sources like outside of your partner. Like you can replenish yourself and your energy with those people. So that's something to tap into, and don't be afraid to call on them. Guys are saying that you're surrounded. Oh, you're absolutely surrounded. That's beautiful. Let's do the next one here. All right. White Witch, be the light. Take the higher road and choose the light. Remove yourself from lower energy experiences. The White Witch card represents the maiden aspect of the triple goddess of paganism and modern Wicca. Maiden is a gentle, innocent, and pure aspect of the goddess, a loving soul who wants nothing but the best for the whole earth. Here she is joined by a horned owl, showing that she is willing to respect those with more wisdom and experience than she has. But she is also willing to trust what she feels to be right within. With this card, you're being reminded of the goodness within. No matter what is happening to you or around you, you have a choice. Choose not to be pulled into dramas, bickering, or energies that are just going to limit your joy. If you're surrounded by people who are hostile towards you or someone else, or you're in a negative situation, perhaps in your workplace, you are being invited to be the light. You are an incredible person who can really bring light. So, how can you change the energy? How can you redirect the conversation to love? How can you protect yourself? How can you help the person that is being picked on? Or are you the one who is guilty of causing drama? You will know the answers. Know also that you're being encouraged to shine the light you were born to share. So if this is a thing that's if this is a thing that does happen in your relationship, if you get pulled into drama, don't do that anymore. Here you go. Just that's not serving you. Let's pull another. Let's see here. Okay. Sea glass. Oh, this is interesting. Your future is being rewritten. Metamorphosis. When regular glass items such as broken bottles or dishware end up in the ocean, they become smoothed and refined until they eventually resemble a small stone. This small stone is called sea glass. After spending about 20 to 50 years in the ocean, sea glass washes ashore to be appreciated as a beautiful seaside treasure. Sea glass is here to remind you that it's never too late to rewrite your future. Like sea glass, you are undergoing a metamorphosis. The universe is closing one door for you and opening another. This transformation will turn your faults into fortunes, your weaknesses into strengths, and your shadows into light. Trust the process. Wow! That's really beautiful. So big change is happening. That can also definitely make relationships uncomfortable. Like I said, like if you're going through your awakening and your partner is not quite there, that's incredibly frustrating. But that's confirmation for you that this is a good process. Like it's a change, it's a transformation, but it's positive. Like it feels very much like you've let go of a lot of toxic stuff, and what comes next is going to be great for you. Feels like you've done you've done a lot of the work, and you're going to start to see payoff from it. Like we haven't, with our 7 of Pentacles, you haven't seen payoff yet from the work that you're putting in. But this is your confirmation that that's coming. That's around the corner. Universe conspiring, working for you. All right, one more. All right. Oh my goodness. Water. The overflow. I love this card. This might be my favorite card in this Oracle deck. It's absolutely about abundance and there always being enough. The overflow. This card is about the abundance of the universe and like tapping in to that as an energy stream. Like when you're feeling like you don't have enough, like when you're running out of when you feel like you have nothing left to give, it's trusting in the universe that there's more, there's plenty. Like there's plenty. There's more than enough. Like the water is like just running over her. Like she's like absorbing the energy of it and then just like letting the water go. Like there's enough for everybody. You don't have to hold on to everything very tightly. There's plenty, there's abundance. And it's like all around you. Also like water itself, I'm feeling very called to this because of the water also, like in the background here. This is the only water in your whole entire reading. So, well, I mean, other than the sea glass, which is from a water deck, but like you have very strong earth and fire energy. Pentacles are earth, wands are fire, and the sun is, of course, fire. So I'm feeling very strongly of that energy, and I feel like water energy can really help you in this relationship. And what does water energy look like in a relationship? It's allowing emotions to flow. It's being compassionate and being nurturing to yourself and to your partner. And I think we talked earlier about like just open communication and like discussing things as they come up instead of blaming each other. And this is one of them. Like if you're feeling an emotion and you want your partner to see it, you want your partner to like witness it, to like understand you. Like it's okay to talk about things without like blaming your partner for the things for the emotions that you're feeling if they're negative. But that's a hard thing to discuss in a relationship because we're like, people aren't taught how to be in relationships. So one of the ways that we talk to each other is like holding each other accountable for not making each other like whole. So if you're feeling a certain way and you want to talk to your partner about it, then like this is your invitation to do that. Emotions are very important, and the way that you talk about them is very important. I feel like that will kind of like bring all of this together actually. The more openly you can communicate about your emotions, the closer you're going to get to this sun card. So, all right, group 2. Let's do the astrology die here and see what kind of zodiac energy you need to call in. Group 2. What do we got? Okay. Okay, Libra. So Libra is very, it's a balanced, Libra enjoys balance. Libra is not balancing. Libra enjoys balance and rules balance. But there's also a lot of air there, which is awesome because we have now all 4 elements to complete this. So I wonder if you're a Libra or if your partner is a Libra. Libra energy is also just kind of like making peace. Like in general, like Libras just want everyone to be happy. They just want everybody to like have a good time and get along. Like they're the mediators a lot of times. It's also an air sign, so that they're like conversations are, easier to have a little bit. So if we're talking about, emotions, like pull in some of this air energy to help, give some lightness to the heavy emotions, the heavy water. Libra can breathe some air into that for you. If we're looking at a time frame, maybe when this kind of weird energy will get resolved and bring you to your sun moment, could be Libra time frame. So, late September, early October. And yeah, overall, this looks really, really beautiful for you. This is wildly different from group 1, which is interesting. So I hope that this all resonates for you. Beautiful things are happening. Keep working at it. Stay open-minded, stay open-hearted, and don't forget to get yourself some self-love. Like that's definitely, call in your soul tribe, show yourself some love, listen to your emotions, talk, speak openly with emotions. Know that there's enough love for everybody, and your sun moment is right around the corner. So thank you so much, group 2. Mahalo for joining me today. I hope this message resonated, and I hope you enjoyed your reading. I'll see you next time. Aloha, group 3. Welcome to your reading. So the crystal that you chose is the Rainbow Moonstone and Black Tourmaline. And the tourmaline is for protection. Like it's like one of the most physically protective crystals you can work with. And then Moonstone clears your upper chakras and helps you to kind of like release some like dense energies from like your crown chakra. Helps you feel like reconnected with your like star lineage, with your spirit guides and your angels. So some medicine in that crystal for you. And then let's go ahead and get started. So we're looking at relationships today. We're looking at love. And let's see what we've got for you. Okay. All right, so we've got Death reversed. I'll show you the upright. but he is reversed. Death is not a bad card. Please don't panic. It's actually one of my favorite cards in the deck because it indicates transformation. We think of death like, you know, like somebody dying. It's really more about, especially reversed, it's about inner transformation. Like you're probably going through a very significant change in your life. Like, but on the inside, this feels very much like an inner, like a spiritual transformation. Like you're changing as a person, and it's a big time in your life and probably a little bit confusing. But let's see what other cards we got here. All right, King of Wands reversed. King of Wands is the master of creative energy, master of inspiration, of action, of, you know, getting things done. In reverse, sometimes can indicate like really high expectations, like just really expecting too much of other people. I'm curious if this is, because court cards can also indicate a person. So let's see here if this is King of Wands a person that is not you. That's a pretty firm yes. Okay. So this is about a person in your life. Maybe a past relationship or an upcoming relationship. This feels like in the past, especially with the Death card. So King of Wands as a person is an excellent leader. And in reverse, he becomes a little bit manipulative and kind of like aggressive, like too full of himself, like, you know, arrogant and like just too pushy, like not willing to see like other perspectives, that kind of energy. So I wonder if you just got out of a relationship with that kind of person. All right, so we've got Nine of Swords upright. So this is a lot of grief. There's a lot of mental pain in the Nine of Swords. Kind of a situation that's just in pain for the duration of it and not being able to see like an end in sight. But a lot of times it's self-inflicted. And if this is around, this is starting to feel like a breakup reading. If you're feeling a lot of mental anguish about your breakup, the Nine of Swords is always your call to let it go. Nine of Swords is your call to let go of the thing that is hurting you. And since it's swords, it's something self-inflicted. This is something that you're doing in your own mind. I love this, like Kitty's trying to comfort her and she's like, no, she's just like desperately sad and probably afraid. You know, she's hiding in her room. She's got all of her books around. It kind of looks like she's looking for answers from the outside to solve her Nine of Swords problem. But the only person that can solve that is you. Like you're the one that has to decide when you're going to let go of the things that are hurting you. A lot of time this is like self-criticism. This is letting your mind like just race and think about all of the things that went wrong, all of the things that could go wrong, who's to blame, like that kind of stuff. It can become very toxic energy if you sit in it for too long. So this is definitely a call to let go of whatever that is, especially in conjunction with Death reversed, because this is personal transformation. So if you broke up, if you just got out of a relationship and you're maybe kind of deciding like, did I do something wrong? Or, you know, was he cheating on me? Did he, you know, like what happened? And this is Nine of Swords energy is a lot about blaming yourself. Could I have done something differently? And with Death reversed, the answer is no. There's nothing you could have done better or differently. It was just time for the relationship to end. and it feels like a separation from this kind of aggressive, overly confident energy, because you're going through a spiritual transformation and you have to have the space to allow that to take place. The universe will conspire to put you on the path to the like highest spiritual alignment. So if you're with a person that is not in alignment with that path, the breakup was inevitable. That's not to say like it can't work again someday, but you need to go through this first. You need to like dig within and do your work, and then separate from the old energy in yourself, before you can attract the right partner. And, maybe if you go do your work and he goes and does his work, you separate for a little bit, because our paths, sometimes they're entwined, but not always permanently. And sometimes not always in a romantic relationship. Like this could be a thing where like maybe you broke up, but you can stay friends. Like maybe his energy is not something that works in a romantic relationship. And that could be the kind of the cause of this 9 of Swords energy, like kind of being really sad and upset about the idea of losing the friendship altogether. If this was a person that you were with for a long time, it's painful. Breakups are incredibly painful. And if you are also, losing the friendship on top of it, and that's what you're sad about, please focus on that, because there's good energy in that. If you are more concerned about losing the friendship than you are about losing the person as a romantic partner, that's a huge indicator that that person might still be okay to be your friend. See how they feel. Maybe not at the moment. Maybe like this feels maybe like a little bit fresh, like in the last probably 6 months. This feels like a kind of a fresh breakup. So maybe like, once the dust settles and everything is, you start to like do your own thing, maybe you guys can reconnect again as friends, is kind of the energy I'm getting around there. All right. 2 of Swords. So 2 of Swords is, it's about making a decision and feeling a little bit powerless about like the outcome of that decision. But also not really, well, a little bit powerless just because you don't have all of the information. Like if you've got to pick between 2 things and they're both, seemingly equally negative in your mind, what step do you take next? And if you look in the picture, so she's blindfolded. Like she might be blindfolded on purpose. Like she might not want to see what the outcome would be of each decision if both of the paths that you have to choose between are bad. So like in a relationship, if this is a decision to stay together or leave, they might both feel bad, because if this person is not giving you the space you need to do your spiritual growth, or if this person is very aggressive or overbearing or, arrogant and unable to see your perspective, that's painful to stay in that relationship. At the same time, if it's a person that you love and you've been together for a long time, you value the relationship and you're sad to lose it. So if those are the 2 options, they will feel equally bad. But you have to choose in alignment with your purpose. You have to do what's best for you and only you, not what's best for the other person. The other person is responsible for doing what's best for them. And if they're comfortable sitting in a relationship where there's this kind of mental anguish and like the energy in the relationship is currently just not there. So it feels like it's already broken off for you, group 3. It feels like you've already been through a breakup and probably wondering, what comes next, or like what the energy is around that breakup. And this reading right here is confirmation that there was nothing you could have done differently. It worked out the way that it was supposed to. Not all relationships are meant to last forever. They last for as long as each person is able to grow. So if you hit a stagnant point with your partner, it had to end. You know, if you're not growing together, or that person's not allowing you the space that you need to grow, this is huge. The death card is one of the biggest energies in the tarot deck, and it can be a very positive thing if you don't resist it. Death in reverse can also indicate a little bit of resistance to an ending. So if you're in this, I feel very strongly that you're in this like spiritual transformation phase of your life. And it feels very strongly like the relationship you were in was just not conducive to that. It was just not something that was going to benefit you. It was going to hold you back. And the other person might have also felt a little bit held back, or maybe like because King of Wands reversed is a little bit about like high expectations. Like this person might have high expectations of themselves and they can't meet your needs. It also feels like if they're the person that broke it off, I don't think that they did it for very selfish reasons. Like, I think that it happened because they probably see this in you. They probably see, or at least sense, you know, not everybody has the language or the subtle, like the subtle energy to pick up when someone is going through something deeply spiritual, because we act out in different ways. A lot of times, like when I started my spiritual awakening, like I was just like quiet. I didn't want to talk. I like went within. I didn't want to discuss it. I was just kind of cocooned in my own energy. So to anybody on the outside looking in, I mean, I looked okay. I looked like I was functioning. I looked like I was doing fine. But the reality was I was dying on the inside. Like I was experiencing a true spiritual death, and it was like dark night of the soul, and I was going through it by myself because I didn't know how to express it. And my partner looking at me was like, didn't think that there was anything wrong. And I mean, there wasn't anything wrong, but I was just something very profoundly spiritual I was going through, and I didn't know how to share it. I wonder if this person like picked up on that for you and then was like, oh, like, you know, and this is all subconscious. Like, we don't always know exactly the reasons. Sometimes we make decisions and we can't give you verbally, like, here is why, because of this. Like, sometimes it's a very subtle message, and a lot of that is intuition. So it feels very much like this person was also like following their intuition, and their intuition was telling them that like you need space, that you need to kind of be cut loose so you can spread your wings, so that you can grow, so you can go through this spiritual transformation, move out of this mental anxiety, like this kind of fear-based energy, and, you know, take the next step. If this is coming to, because this does feel like a breakup that's already taken place. So if this Two of Swords here is maybe you weighing the decision, like, do I want to date yet? Like, am I ready to move on? And Two of Swords, for me, feels like deep down, like not ready. There's a variety, like if you're just considering whether or not it's time to move on, Two of Swords energy is really indicating that it's not time. Like you've still got some things to work on. When the time is right, you'll know. You know, like it'll just feel good. It'll just feel right. Like you shouldn't have to force yourself to like be on a dating app or go out. Like you just got through a breakup, you know, and it feels like a pretty significant one. So give yourself the space for that. And that might be the two, you know, decisions too that you're weighing. Like, you know, if I don't want to date yet, then I'm stuck here alone, like feeling like this. You don't have to feel like this. You can let this go and you can choose a new energy. It's a great time to just focus on yourself and give yourself, you know, date yourself. How about that? That's a great thing for you to do, especially as you're deciding what you want in your next partner. You know, like take yourself, you know, watch how you speak to yourself. Take yourself to do things that you enjoy doing, you know, by yourself. Just take yourself like on a date, go out for a really nice dinner, take yourself to a movie, sleep in, you know, just nurture yourself like mentally and intellectually and emotionally. Read books, like expand. Just you're in a period of deep transformation right now. And the best thing you can do is expand. Expand your mind, open your heart, like work on your chakras, like all of that kind of stuff will really help you to just get stronger, to rebuild your strength after a significant breakup has taken place and you're going through this transformation. So let's pull some oracle cards. I feel like I'm talking in circles a little bit. No. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. So this is feeling coming back to, is it time to move on yet? And I'm feeling like no. Not time to move on. Time to move on from your partner. You know, time to move on from the breakup. Not time to move on to another person. Like move on to yourself is really what this feels like. There is a description in here. The partner card that goes with this one, this is the Work Your Light Oracle. The partner card that goes with this one is really funny. The one that says yes. Because if you open the book, it just says yes. Like it's 2 pages that are just yes, 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 yes. Okay, no. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. You're being called to either pause or say no. Saying yes to something that isn't in alignment with you will drain your energy and your time. Hold out for a congruent, aligned 100% yes. Often when we're looking for guidance to make a decision, it can be frustrating not to move into clear and considered action. However, timing is everything, and not receiving clear guidance is actually guidance in itself. That's awesome confirmation for you here, as you're like, well, I can't really see where I'm shooting, but I know I got two swords here and I got one target. Like, what do I do? This is saying not knowing where you're going is guidance in itself. That means just pause and stop. We all go through times known as waiting periods. These times are crucial for our body to regenerate, the new path to formulate, and the universe to begin creating things on our behalf. You don't need to be plowing forward all the time to move forward. A potent, congruent yes when the time is right will put you ahead leaps and bounds. Don't force things now just because it seems like the only option. Take a breather and wait. The waiting is actually very productive, for when the time for movement comes, you will be ready to dive right in. Use this time to regenerate and ponder what you truly want. Consider the options. If the options are not clear, don't fear, because this time is a gift. Use it to tend to your garden and take a rest, to take a moment from your busy life to clear the decks and prepare for the time in the future. For come spring, clarity will bloom and you will have the reserves, space, and drive to say yes and act and move quickly. That's excellent confirmation. So it probably doesn't feel good if you're in this energy right now to like sit and pause and rest and wait. Once you move on from this energy though, I feel like you're going to have a really good time just with yourself. I feel like you're going to have it's going to be liberating for you to not feel pressure to like push forward, move on to a new relationship, to just kind of let the dust settle like after all this has happened and turn your focus like back inward. Like once you're done trying to like mentally assess like what went wrong, hopefully after this reading you'll be able to do that, because this really was ultimately for your good and for the good of the person that you were with. But it all feels very much like it happened for you and there's nothing you could have done differently. So once you move on from that kind of energy and spinning your wheels about like what I could have done better or differently, I think you're going to find a new way of thinking about relationships, about yourself, about what it means to be a partner with somebody, all of these things are going to be redefined. You just died on the inside. Not because of the breakup. The breakup happened because you're dying on the inside. It's an old spiritual energy that needs to be released. So once, in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, the death card has, here, let me pull it for you real quick. Okay. So in traditional Rider-Waite, like, look at, there's death and it's destruction, and these people are like, it's awful. it's like this, like a battleground. And it's children, it's a priest, it's looks like a king because there's a crown that's fallen. Like, this is absolute destruction. But over the hill, look at the sun is coming up. Gray skies are going to lift. Like, look at, there's a sun right over the horizon. There has to be a rebirth whenever there's a death. So this feels very much like you need the space for rebirth. And with that comes a new definition of everything that matters to you, of everything that's like truly, it's your beliefs, it's your whole way of thinking, it's your, like, it's an absolute transformation of your soul, of your spirit. So once you tap into that energy and like give yourself the space to feel it and to experience it with no expectations and no pressure, I feel like you're going to really actually enjoy it, and you're going to kind of be thankful for this sacred pause where you can just kind of chill and let your energy figure itself out. Next oracle card here we have, oh, no. Okay, well, that's that's interesting. Okay, there's just no, it's just no. Just no. It looks like the universe is advising against the situation at hand. Don't be disappointed. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Try pulling another card to see what the universe wants you to do instead. All right. We can do that. That's really interesting because I've never gotten either of these cards. Like, I knew this one was in this deck, but I didn't know this one also had a yes and no card. So that's very interesting that both of them are coming up now. So if you're considering, like, whatever it is you're thinking of doing, like, please don't. All right, let's pull another card quick for you from that oracle deck for you, group three. What should we do instead as far as this romantic relationship endeavor? All right. Mermaid. I'm a mermaid. Did you know? Be careful what you wish for. Whoa. I've never gotten this card either. So that's pretty cool. Mermaids are beautiful water beings that carry a great deal of feminine energy. They're known for being magical, mysterious, and charming. Some myths even say that mermaids grant wishes, although one should heed caution because mermaids can be mischievous. If you've been hoping, praying, or wishing for a certain outcome, the mermaid card warns you to be careful what you wish for. In most cases, the universe will not fulfill your wishes directly. If you pray for wisdom, you will not wake up one day with all the answers. Instead, the universe will present you with opportunities to gain wisdom. Likewise, if you pray for love, your soulmate will not show up the next day. Instead, the universe will give you opportunities to express love and compassion where it is needed most. That's a incredibly profound message. Instead of looking for, if you are, in this deciding whether to move on, if this is a good time, you don't have to attract love romantically. You can just shift focus. Sometimes, a lot of times in breakups, where do we go? We go back to our friends. We go back to our families. We start hanging out with our sisters more. We start, hanging out with our friends more. We go back to our little tribe because that's where we have love and support. So this feels very much like if you're deciding whether to pursue love or not, change your mind a little bit and consider that you can get love from many ways. It doesn't have to be romantic love. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It can be a friend. It could be a group of friends. Focus on that. I would say, like, shift your desire for relationships to friendly relationships. And especially if you've just been through all of this, like, heavy energy, let people support you. Don't jump into a new relationship because you have so much work to do on yourself. And the best thing you can do in that situation is surround yourself with your tribe. Call in the people that know you best, the people that love you, and let the love that you need to fill your cup, let it come from there. while you learn how to better love yourself and get to know your new self and go through this rebirth process, let your friends hold you. If you don't have a lot of friends, go find some. Like that's, oh, I'm feeling that very strongly now. Yes, like call in your tribe. You don't have to go on Craigslist and be like, hi, be my friend. You can really just set the intention. Set the intention in your heart. Put your hands over your heart. Say, I call in my tribe. I need love right now. I call in the people that know me, the people that love me, the people that will get me. I call them to me now as, my supportive tribe, as my group of sisters, of brothers, of humans, people that can hold me while I go through this. Call that in. Let your spirit guides know that you're ready for new relationships. All right. Next oracle card here. Druid, hold the space. This guy's been coming up for me so much lately. Hold things together. Don't make any sudden moves or changes. Stand strong, knowing you are where you're supposed to be. I have not ever in my life seen a reading that is so strongly saying, just chill the fuck out. That's what all of this is. Hold this space. Oh my gosh. All right. The Druids were the ancient wise ones of the British Isles. They had a deep connection with the earth, the sun, and the moon. They were the scholars who created the Ogham tree language, and they were known for their creative skills in storytelling, poetry, and craftsmanship. I wonder if that's something that you can try, one of those things, some kind of writing or making stuff, like a new hobby. When the Druid card appears in a reading, you're being guided to dig deep within and hold your station. If you're wondering what to do next or have a sense of anxiety about what is unfolding in your life, it's time to shift your perceptions and move back to a state of trust. Don't change your plans or do anything drastic. Just trust in the process and let everything happen as it needs to before taking any more steps. Think of a tree. It has strong roots, yet continues to grow and bear fruit. Your life will be a reflection of this. It's January right now. We're in shadow season. It's a time for rest. It's a period of surrender and just allowing and no action at this time, just pausing and letting the universe kind of conspire for you. Just because you're sitting at home doing nothing and not going out and pursuing a new relationship or dating, putting yourself out there, just because you're not doing those physical action steps doesn't mean you're not doing work. There's a lot of work in just the surrendering to the way that life has unfolded and trusting that it's all happened for you and that there's great things ahead. This period needs to clear out because you just experienced something profound. I'm feeling also a little bit maybe you had some other things going on. This feels a little bit outside of the relationship as well. If you've got maybe some other relationships that have issues with your family or at work, if you're experiencing some kind of mental anguish around maybe somebody that you've lost or something, I don't know, but it feels this is an excellent space to give yourself just the time. This is what we call liminal space. It's not time to move forward. It's not time to, you're in between the old you and the new you, and it's an uncomfortable spot to be in. But you're held. You're absolutely held. The universe has got you. All of this is confirmation that you're feeling you need to do something to move forward and move on with your life. And the universe is no, please stop. Please pause. Just take this time to reflect within. Yeah, very powerful. All right, we've got one more here. Throat chakra. Oh my gosh, this card is beautiful. Oh, look at the Merkaba. I chose Merkaba for today too. Anyway, express your truth. So this is definitely a call to open your throat chakra. I don't know if maybe you had some trouble expressing in your past relationship. Maybe this King of Swords energy here didn't allow for a lot of expression. It feels also a little bit with all of this that you're going through, not knowing how to express it, not knowing how to really talk about it. The other aspect of the throat chakra, though, is not just opening it so that you can speak, it's opening it so that you can hear, so that you can listen and comprehend and absorb new information. Like a lot of times when we aren't really sure how we think about something or how we feel, if we're not able to express it, we like shut down other people's expression of it. And that's the same thing as a closed throat chakra. Like that's a blockage as well. Like just because somebody is, you've heard it, you've seen it, people talking, and they're not saying shit. They're just talking, they're just running their mouths. Like that's not an open throat chakra. That's a very closed throat chakra. When it's open, you're able to communicate your truth carefully, but also openly in a way that, is better received by others. It's not saying like, this is me and, go screw yourself. It's saying like, this is who I am and I would appreciate, if you would respect that. This is what I'm going through and I just would appreciate if you could see me right now. You don't have to solve my problems. I'm not looking for answers. I just am trying to learn about myself. Like, it feels a little bit like you're a person that needs to have the answers. Anytime swords come up, there's a very like a mental control around a person. Like you feel like you have to have all of your thoughts in order. And that's really not the case. Like it's okay to express something that's half formed. You're like, I don't really know how I feel today, but it doesn't feel very good. That's good enough. You don't have to tell everybody like why you're feeling down or why you're feeling depressed or not wanting to do much. You can just express like, I don't know what I'm going through right now, but I'm going through something and I want to honor it. And that's really, really powerful. Let's see what the book says about throat chakra. This chakra is the origin of expression. It is the source of the life spark that inspires our aliveness and strokes the creative fires in others. This is the outer sharing of our inner being, the glowing song of our soul, on the minds of our flight to understand more of who we are. Connect to the crux of your potential and take it further than you could have imagined. As spirit fuses into the tangible, it actualizes as a platform for greater experience, and new facets are sculpted, seeded, and shared as a fractal of light in the form of our own unique language. Wow, that's like poetry. Be truthful with yourself about how you really are feeling. If you always act in integrity and follow your heart-centered truth, some unhealthy connections or aspects of yourself may fall away, and you will be in complete alignment with your path. In this way, your internal psychic navigation system will become strengthened, your purpose will be clear, and you will inspire others through the sparkle of your deep inner knowing. Wow. That's incredible. This feels like you have a great message that you can probably... This is the Beyond Lemuria Oracle deck that I'm obsessed with. That's really beautiful for you. Wonder, I say this in every reading, but I would say journal. Journaling is excellent for your throat chakra. And it feels like very much like this is a big experience. Like this is a life-changing experience. This is not like a casual reading. This is something incredibly transformative that you're currently going through. And I feel like you learning how to express it is going to like heal you in so many more ways, and the people around you. Did you like remember it sparks the creative fire in others when they see you expressing your truth. So I don't know if you know about breadcrumbs. You just follow them, and spiritual breadcrumbs are things that make you feel good. They're not giving into your vices. It's not like drugs and alcohol and like sex with everybody you see. It's a genuine, like in your heart, like I feel good about this. Like this really brings me joy. Like this, making this kind of music, making this kind of craft, it can be absolutely, it's whatever brings you joy. What is it for you? It feels like learning. This feels a lot like learning for you. Learning, I think you're going to learn a lot about yourself, and it's going to come out through your throat chakra. And that's really, really cool. That's very cool. overall, I'm sorry that you're in this energy and feeling like you're between a rock and a hard place. But I mean, there's nothing you could have done differently. This is the major theme here. There's nothing you could have done differently. This is all for your own good. It's not time to move forward just yet. Give yourself time and space to release this mental anguish and the emotional pain that goes with it. Come back, like heal. It's anytime there's a pause is when healing takes place. Do you know about workouts? Like if you go to the gym or you're doing resistance training, like you're lifting a lot of weights, you're doing a lot of squats. Your muscles don't get stronger while you're working out. You're actually like tearing up your muscles while you're working out. And they get stronger when you rest and they can recover. And then the tissues come back together, they strengthen, they grow while you're resting. So you've just been through a lot of workouts and now is the time to go within and just like lay down and rest and let yourself recover and trust that you're going to come out stronger, at the end of this waiting period. So I hope that was helpful for you. It's not ever easy to go through a breakup, and if you've not been through a breakup, that's interesting. This reading felt very much about breaking up, about a breakup that's already happened. If you are a person that's considering breaking up, same message. You're going through a deep transformative time and you need the space to do that. Like the relationship will need to take a back seat. Like if you're in a relationship and you don't want to break up, this could also be like, just hold, just pause, don't do anything yet. Just give yourself the space to learn how to express in your relationship. Very powerful. Okay, so then I also have this super cool little zodiac die, and we're going to see what kind of zodiac energy you can call in. Let's just see what comes up here. Libra energy. Very much about balance, I would say, for you. Like this is very much about balance, and I feel like you probably feel imbalanced at the moment, feeling probably very heavy with all of this energy that is, it's just kind of sitting like on your heart, on your mind. And Libra energy is light and balanced. And how can you bring some of that balance into your life? Well, do you have any friends that are Libras? Do you have, there's also, I'm getting a little bit about like Libra time frame, which is the, early October, late September. So that might be a good time frame. Like if the whole reading was about a pause, it's about holding and waiting. And I wonder if maybe Libra time frame is going to be helpful for you. Some major growth, like maybe that's how long it's going to take you to get through this spiritual work. And maybe by Halloween, you'll be on a date and it'll be your soulmate. Yeah. So, thank you very much. Mahalo for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed your reading. I hope you found the messages powerful. I know difficult to receive probably, but hopefully it was encouraging for you and empowering and confirmation that all is happening for the best, and to just trust in the universe because everything is just conspiring to work out for you. So just, hang tight, sit still, live in your own energy for a little bit, and be open to whatever comes next. So thank you so much. I will see you next time. Mahalo.